Hello students, before we get started on this week's daily language, I just want to reiterate the fact that you guys do not need to submit this to me, Miss McLily, or Miss Billings or Miss Glass. This is serving as a practice for you in preparation for the quiz that you take at the end of 5 days. So you are to try this on your own, then look at the corrections and make your corrections, and then use that information as a study guide to help you when you take the quiz covering what is covered throughout the week in terms of grammar. Looking at number 1, it reads, you need to correct this sentence, Mrs. Lee have traveled to Europe, Asia, and South America. We're going to go ahead and capitalize. Not only is it the beginning of the sentence, it is Mrs. Lee's title. We're going to capitalize the L in her name. She not have traveled, hasn't she? Has traveled. H-A-S, she has traveled to Europe, which is the name of a country, and continent. Europe, add your E, comma, capital A for Asia, comma, and then your conjunction, and South America, period. We put commas there because it's commas in a series, it's more than 2. And I believe we are done with number 1. Number 2, I can't wait to travel by myself. All right, capital I. I can't, which is a contraction for cannot. When we have a contraction, we have to add the apostrophe in can't. Weight, this weight means how heavy something is, W-E-I-G-H-T. Whereas this means when you're anticipating something. And so that is the wrong word to use for that. That's a homophone. Actually, it's W-A-I-T. I can't wait to travel by myself. Now, you could end this 2 ways. Okay? You could make it a declarative sentence and just end it as a period. Or you could think that this person is reading this with some excitement or some passion, and you could actually add an exclamation point to that, making it an exclamatory sentence, because it seems as though they can't wait to travel by themselves. So I would have accepted either the exclamation point or a period. So this, I'll just say this or this. Okay. This reads, use context clues to determine the meaning of the bolded word. Climbing to the rock ledge will test his skills and his mettle. His mettle. So thinking it, you probably don't know that word, we don't hear that word very often in just conversational speech. So rather than looking it up, we're gonna look through our context clues. Climbing to the rock ledge will test his skills and his, what could that mean? Well, I'd look at that. His skills and his athleticism, or his physical strength. Okay, physical strength, his athleticism, his coordination, anything that would have to do with not only having, you may have the skills, but you also need to have the strength and the muscle power behind it. That's what I take from when it says skills and mettle. All right. The next one is write 2 synonyms for mistaken. And this is really great to know what those synonyms are as we're incorporating them into our writings. So we're not saying the same word over and over again. We're familiar with more mature, colorful words that are synonyms for one another. Write 2 synonyms for mistaken. Okay, so mistaken, you're wrong. That's an easy one not to really have to think about. But you're just wrong. I'm sorry, you're mistaken. And what else did you come up with? Let me see what they came up here with. I would say that one's okay. Or I would say incorrect. You're incorrect. Now you may have had something else for this, and if it has to do with being a mistake or wrong, error, I'm thinking of that right now too. Error would work. All right. Now, this statement here, they want you to determine whether or not it is fiction or nonfiction. And so when we read something that is fiction, and I'm sure you're familiar with this, with the many times you spent in your classes in elementary school and the library, you've learned that fiction is really like fake stories, right? Not true. And then we have nonfiction stories, which are not fake stories. They're the ones that are the real deal. They're true. So here is the statement. Unopened flower buds of the clove tree are used to dull the pain of a toothache, freshen breath, and flavor ham. Unopened flower buds of the clove tree are used to dull the pain of a toothache, freshen breath, and flavor ham. So if I wasn't sure and I were at home, I would probably look up or Google the functions or the benefits of the bud of a clove, just to help me determine whether or not this is a true statement or a false statement, okay? Whether it was fiction or nonfiction. I just happen to know that it actually is a type of, it alleviates pain supposedly. When you have those cloves, makes your fresh breath, and also you can see them on hams, especially during the holiday season when people have baked hams. So therefore, this one is going to be nonfiction. It's a true story, true statement. So that is Monday, week 6, daily language corrections, and you're just going to correct what you have done and take notes. You will not turn it into us, Miss Kim Glass, Miss Billings, or myself, Miss McLilly. All right, thank you.